Hey guys, Tails here back with another video. Now this is going to be a little video talking about being a content creator and like the highs and the lows and ways that I stay motivated and things that I do that I should avoid doing. Because at the end of the day, when you're being a content creator, it's all about having fun and stuff, which is why I keep doing it. The main reason is I'm here to have fun. As long as I'm here having fun making the videos and the content, then it doesn't really matter. But it's kind of easy to also get yourself stuck on the numbers side of things, especially when you got YouTube like screaming at you, like the algorithm, you know, like you get those nice little check marks and then the you're failing non-green picture. I think it used to be red and then they got rid of it because they realized they were just kind of demoralizing people. It's like, hey, you did well last month. Get your stuff together. You're falling apart this month. I don't know what you're doing. Spoiler alert: I'm not doing anything different. I'm still me. I'm still doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe people are busy. Like, there's thousands of things that cause like fluctuations in your channel. Summer. Obviously, more people are off, and there's more people online, and you're more likely to get views. School starts, exams, people get busy. You know, there's busy times in people's lives, and they're not always going to be able to watch. I'm guilty of that too. Like I subscribe to people on YouTube, watch a bunch of their videos, and then I'll fall off, get distracted with something shiny, and then go back to their channel later and catch up. And then, you know, YouTube's like out here like, oh, your video performed poorly on day one, you suck, not gonna push this for a little bit, see how that's going. Like, the algorithms on everything is brutal, because obviously they want people to stay on their site, so they're recommending stuff based on what people are watching, and it's like it's a brutal thing. And this is a thing that you should obviously need to monitor as a YouTuber, but it's something that you should not get too sucked into, because it's kind of demoralizing. It's a lot of reasons why people give up. You know, that like another thing too that makes people give up is doing like Google searches on how to build a channel. Like, that's important when you're first starting out. Learning YouTube, like learning the do's and don'ts and things that can help your channel grow. But then you'll find these little articles and comments from people who are like, I gained this many subs in so many months, and a lot of what they say is true. Be yourself, have fun, you know, that's the good advice. They kind of contradict themselves, because they're like, be yourself, and then they'll be like, look at what other people are doing, and then like, don't copy it. You know, like, it's kind of like, how do I explain this? So say someone is making a video on candy creation, and you want to make a video on candy creation. Like, you put their buzzwords in your video, and hopefully your video will show. Like, you gotta follow what people are searching. In the back of my head, I'm thinking back to when, you know, YouTube was first starting. People were coming up with new content. Like, the first person who recorded themselves playing a video game, nobody knew that was going anywhere. It was probably just some guy in his living room like, oh hey, I'm playing this game. But the reason that took off is because back in the olden times, it was very hard to complete a game. Like, the only way you could figure out how to get past something if you were stuck was from a friend, or, you know, one of those guidebooks, the rip-off guidebooks they'd sell with the game. And then suddenly there's a way to go online and see how to get past the part you're stuck at. Or if you can't afford to play the game yourself, you can watch someone else that you enjoy and watch their content and still experience the game without having to like go out and like without missing out on the experience, so to speak. Like that. But what I'm trying to say is, there was a time when that was new, and there was no search criteria for that, and it just suddenly blew up. So it's like someone has to invent the search criteria first for it to become a main search criteria. So isn't it more important to be original and become the first person to invent that search criteria than to be the person who is just mimicking the search criteria? You get what I'm saying? Like, do I want to be that creator who can easily like take off by copying someone else and what they've done? Or do I want to try to do something original and keep doing what I enjoy doing and try to create something new? And of course, it's fine if you are enjoying making the kind of video that already exists, then, you know, just do you and, you know, make the best videos you can make and do that and build from that. That's fine. But also, on the other hand, if you're recording a kind of video that's not as popular, like, don't give up on it, you know. It could, any day, like, it's a game. It's a waiting game. Any day, it could happen. It could not happen. But the most realistic numbers I've seen through channels I've made in the past, as someone who is not, like, buying subscribers or whatever. That's another thing, too. They're like, buy subscribers, buy viewers. P.S. That's the worst thing you can do, because YouTube looks at interaction and viewer interaction and stuff like that. And if you just have people who are just, like, if you're watching your own videos and stuff, it can actually hurt your channel more than it can help your channel, because, you know, YouTube is crazy, okay? It's a crazy place. And this is why I'm saying you got to learn all this stuff, because it's easy to fall into this trap of thinking, oh, I'm giving myself views, so I'm helping my channel. It's like, no, you're kind of actually hurting your channel. I'm not saying you can't watch your own videos. I'm just saying don't watch your own videos for the sake of, like, trying to help your channel, because it's really kind of having the negative effect of doing. Like, you want random people to be finding your channel, and you're never going to get, like, the massive, you can get lucky. Like, don't get me wrong, you can get lucky and you can go viral and you can have video and you can, I've seen it, you know, you get popular overnight, you can have just that one video, but that is a 1 in 10 trillion chance of happening, guys. Let's be real. The more realistic channels are the ones that take 2-3 years to get going and get their footing. It's more of those numbers, but then you do these searches and you see, like, oh, I did it in like 3 to 6 months, but it's like they don't talk about the content they were making. They don't say, like, necessarily how they did it. They were just like, well, this just happened for me. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna need a little more info on that before I just kind of dive into the fact, like, oh, I'm failing because I didn't do what you did, kind of thing. It's like no, I'm not failing. But when I do kind of tend to get sucked onto the number side thing a little too much, it does happen. It will happen. I try to tell myself not to, but it just does. The numbers are always there, and it's very hard not to look at them. But what I tell myself is, you know, I try to stop, take a breath, and say, okay, I've achieved so much. Like, what have I achieved on my channel so far? Look back and just say, like, personally, how much have I grown? Like, I have my own avatar that I put together specifically for this channel now, the thing I'm probably most excited about, honestly. And I have had the motivation to fix up my Okami world because I was making a video on it, and then I just kind of, like, drifted off that for a little bit for a while. Who knows if I'll go back to that. But anyway, you know, it was something else I achieved, and I've improved on the way I make thumbnails, and I have made so much content, explored so many worlds, and done so many things that I would not have done if I hadn't been making these videos. And at the end of the day, that's the important part. I've also come so far. I can't really look back at my old videos from the start, but I remember how, like, rigid and not relaxed I was, and the anxiety and the nervousness. And now I can just turn on a camera and just say, hey, let's have a little fun, make a little video, be a little stupid or whatever. And I've been super thankful for the crazy amount of views and subscribers I've had so far. And being able to just, like, you know, fall into looking at numbers and then pick myself back up and remind myself of what I've achieved so far and think of all the stuff that I can achieve in the future, as opposed to, oh God, what am I doing wrong? Let me go in and change everything. So if you're experiencing kind of a slump, it's not necessarily something you as a creator are doing wrong. It can be a million different factors, but it's easy to point to yourself and say, what am I doing wrong? As opposed to, maybe something else is happening that I'm not aware of. I don't know what's happening, but, you know, whenever it goes away, it's going to come back again. Some days are slower than others. It doesn't matter. The view count does not matter. It's the achievements you're making along the way, and the things you're doing, and the things that it's pushing you to do that you wouldn't otherwise be doing, because I'm lazy. I can be lazy unless I have something like this motivating me and pushing me to improve and get better. Then, you know, I just kind of fall into a stagnant pit of sitting on my butt and not really achieving anything. The same with my comic book series. Like, I haven't really touched that in a while because I've been so focused on my YouTube. Like, this channel has just been so much fun, and it's just had all my attention lately. I do fully intend to go back to my comic book series, but also the goal with that too is to one day take this channel and my comic book series and kind of do something. I don't know what that something is yet, But you know, my comic is something that I've been working on for years now, and it's not something I want to stop doing. It's something that I'm currently taking a rather extended break from. I remember one time during the virus that shall not be named, I just became so demotivated to work on it that it was like a year before I even picked it up again. It happens. Content creation be like that. You know, we procrastinating out here, and then we get distracted by other shiny new things. But at the end of the day, I think as a smaller content creator who is thankful to have what they have, I'm in a position where I can say, like, in a genuine fashion, that I am thankful and grateful to be where I am. And this is giving me the chance to grow as an individual for the potential future. And even if there isn't any kind of massive growth on my channel, as cheesy as this is going to sound, there's some growth going on here. You know, I have some personal growth going on, regardless if anything ever happens to this channel or anything like that. And it's not about the destination, it's about the friends you make along the way. And I feel like it's kind of like money. It's like no matter how much you have, no matter how many subscribers, no matter how many followers, it's never going to feel like enough. I think, you know, you'll always be striving for that next number. You know, I hit 100, I hit 150, all right, let's go for 500, let's go for this, let's go for that. And that's another thing too, is goals. Like setting reasonable goals and being willing to say, I had this goal at the beginning of the year, but looking at how things are going, I need to reassess that goal and, you know, change it into a slightly more realistic goal. And then when you hit that slightly more realistic goal and you go slightly above it, it's an even better feeling. And then you're just like, you know, you're not trying to fight to reach this unrealistic goal and being more and more demotivated. It's human nature to set goals that are too high and set those boundaries that are just too high that you are potentially not going to reach it. If you reach it, fantastic, but you have to be willing to be like, okay, I tried, it didn't happen, but let's reassess, and then I can hit this goal, and then later on I can go back to working on my original goal, you know? And these are just little things that I like to do when things technically, not just on this channel, when just things aren't going as they are planned in my life. You know, you just have to take that step back. Don't run that Google search. Because that one person, congratulations to them for being able to achieve so much in little time. That's not how it works for everybody. You also go on those YouTube channels when you're first starting out, and you get those helpful videos that they have, you know, talking about algorithm and how things work and what you should be doing, like hashtags and all that stuff, the helpful stuff. And then you get those other videos that they make, and they're like, well, you can get 1,000 subscribers in a month if you do this. And then I'm watching the video, and it's this person saying, well, be original. But, you know, go online and find what everyone else is doing and kind of try to mimic that, and then, you know, see what everyone else is doing with their thumbnail and then try to mimic what they're doing. Well, it's like someone had to create that thumbnail style in the first place that got all the clicks, and then you're just feeding off someone else's like labor, like someone else. You're feeding off, I don't know how to word it, like labor, talent, design. You're just feeding off someone else. It's like you're telling me to be original, be myself, have fun, and then on the other hand, you're telling me to do what everyone else is doing so I can be popular. It's like, that's kind of weird. That's not why I'm not saying that I want to be popular on YouTube, by the way. I'm just saying, like, this is generally the kind of stuff you'll find. Obviously, I want to have growth. That's why I'm on YouTube. I don't really care about getting, like, millions of subscribers. I'm not going to say no, obviously. But, like, at the same time, it's like, I want to improve. I want to get better. So I'm looking at these videos. But it's just seeing these videos, and I'm just sitting there, like, how are y'all going to tell me to be original in 1 second and then be like, do this? And they're like, if you talk about this really popular TV show, you can get a bunch of views and stuff, which is true. People want to watch what they're interested in, and that's fine, that's fair. But it's like, if I'm just making this video because it's pinging on YouTube right now, I'm not really interested in that stuff. But say I'm someone who talks about movies, and there's this one movie that's just come out and it's really popular, so it's like, you have to talk about this movie and you have to do it like this if you want to keep the views and you want to stay popular. Kind of like, that's the point where it's like, that's not the content I want to make. I want to make the content that I want to make, and I don't want to have to stop just to bring in the views. So I guess that's the point when I'm like, as me personally, as my personal creator flow says, okay, so there is an easy track. I can, if I really wanted all these views and stuff, then I could do this. But I don't, and I'm just happy to have the basic knowledge and figure the rest out on my own and grow at my own pace and grow with YouTube and hopefully become like that more original side where I am the person who makes that first style of thumbnail that everybody needs to mimic because they feel like that's how they're going to grow their channel. Like, become that creator that everybody else wants to mimic because they feel like that's the way they're going to be popular. Spoiler alert, the way you're going to be popular and be the most genuine creator that people want to be is by being yourself. And you can never be someone else. So if you're looking at someone else's video saying, I want to be like this person, you cannot be another person. You can only be yourself. You can only create your own kind of content in your own way, and people can tell when you're being fake. Do I even need to go into channels like Troom and stuff like that? Like, oh god, the cringe is real. And that's just the kind of thing, you know, they have 20 different channels and they all just have the same video and the same thumbnail. Do we really want that on YouTube? Just people doing the same of the same? No, we want variety. We want different kinds of creators. We want people doing their own thing. We want uniqueness. If you want the views, be yourself, just have fun. That's the whole point of having a YouTube channel. Imagine you're back in the 90s being that kid who first set up their video camera in front of the TV and they're saying, I'm just going to record myself playing this game so my friend can see how this is done or so my friends can watch it. And then suddenly, just out of nowhere, the internet is watching. And, you know, that's the kind of creator I want to set myself out to be. It might not be the fastest path, but I feel like it's the path that's right for me. I can grow, I can be ready, and if I ever do hit a higher number or a higher view count or whatever to make the algorithm gods praise me, then so be it. That is the way it's supposed to be. That's also another thing too, is the algorithm for YouTube. I've noticed some of the videos that I get recommended, like you can see which videos people are clicking from and where you're being recommended sometimes. And I'm just like, say I'm making a video in VRChat and then I'm being recommended on a video about unicorns or something, and I didn't even mention unicorns in my video, yet there I am, a video about unicorns or something, like straight up. I can't remember the full video name, but I was being recommended on a video about unicorns. I'm just like, well, maybe this is the problem. You can see I'm making VRChat content. Maybe recommend me on another stream of VRChat videos. I'm not even, why unicorns? Why? Why? But hey, I'm not here to question the great algorithm gods. I'm just saying that if you are starting out a YouTube channel, do not be discouraged if you're not pulling in your goals and the views that you want to pull in. It can be helpful to look up these videos so you can learn how to properly tag your videos and all that stuff. That stuff is super helpful, and also it can help you learn how to make thumbnails. But in time, you know, just kind of find your own vibe, find your own groove, just keep doing what you're doing, and people will catch more onto your personality than you trying to be someone else. Like, they can tell. Believe it or not, subscribers can tell when you're being fake, or just people online can tell when you're being fake. As I said, just relax, try to be yourself, and chill out. But for me personally, whenever I hit these slumps, these are the things that I try to remember, what I try to do, pick myself back up again and say, okay, forget about the numbers, forget about this for a little bit. They can always come back. Like, things may have slacked off a little bit, but that's okay. There's various reasons for that. It's not necessarily you. Just, you know, keep going. just keep swimming. Be like Dory. Just keep swimming, keep going, keep making your content, keep having fun, because that's why you're here at the end of the day. And honestly, these people are probably just busy. This is all it is. People get busy. The algorithm recommends you in dumb places, and that's just how it is. That's just the brutality of how things work. It's not necessarily your fault. So do not be discouraged. Do not give up if you are not hitting the goals you set yourself. Just reassess your goals and then shoot for that goal later, because as I said, you can easily set your goals too high. You can read these articles saying, well, I did it in 3 months. Well, some people it took 3 years. A lot of the YouTubers that you watch now and they have thousands of subscribers, if you ask them, a good majority will say, well, I was on YouTube for like 2 years before anything really happened. I'm not saying it's going to take 2 years for it to happen to everybody, but I'm saying, you know, it can take a long time. Building an audience, building a brand, whatever you want to call it, it does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Patience is like everything. Patience is a virtue. You just have to take your time and be patient. By the way, this world is very pretty. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, but it's something Nights. I'm probably going to put it in the video description because I know I'll butcher the name. I cannot pronounce it. Also on my Twitter too, I do post pictures of my avatar and stuff and just random stuff. So if you're not subscribed to my Twitter yet, go check that out. But I'm going to end this video here, guys. This is just a video I needed to make more for myself so that I can not necessarily watch it back in the future, but see it in my feed and be like, yeah, if things are a little slumpy, or it's not even of you, if you're just feeling slumpy about your work, just see this thumbnail and remember what you said in the video. Pick yourself up. It's not the end of the world. Just keep having fun. That's all that matters. Keep building yourself. Keep evolving. keep doing better. Keep getting better. And hard work always pays off in one way or another. Just be patient and have fun and relax. It's not important. YouTube numbers do not control you. Your content and your fun controls you. As long as you're having fun, keep doing it. Alright, I'm going to end the video here, guys. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Tell me your intention, 'cause if you play